Shalom Israel. Praise God, all praises to Yahweh by Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. All praises due. Shalom to the 1/3, the elect of Israel, 144,000 under construction. Today's video, I'm gonna go through Galatians chapter 5. This is pretty much gonna explain what the law of liberty is. I know I've said that a lot on my channel, but you know this is my first time actually explaining what it is. So the law of liberty in a nutshell is pretty much the law that Yahweh Shai established when he was here. And that's what we're under now. You know, it's the law that came after Moses' law. That's the law we're under now, like I said. So there's a lot of precepts on, you know, the law of liberty, but Galatians chapter 5, it's pretty much is what the law of liberty, how we're supposed to live, bro. So I'm gonna go through it, you know, explain everything, how it's supposed to go, you know, how it's supposed to be living. Like I said, Galatians chapter 5 explains exactly how we're supposed to live. So Galatians chapter 5, starting at verse 1. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Hamashiach hath made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. So the yoke of bondage is what? The law of Moses, right? The law of Moses is what put us, is the yoke of bondage, as what it's talking to right here. Verse 2. Behold, I, Paul, say unto you that if ye be circumcised, Hamashiach shall profit you nothing. So this is saying that if you are, so the circumcision was a part of the law of Moses. That's what they had to do to every man, get him circumcision, and that was, you know, that was like a covenant that the Most High had with Moses. And, you know, he told him to circumcise all the men. So he's saying if you're depending on the circumcision, which is the law of Moses, to get you into the kingdom, it profits you nothing. And the precept on this is go to Galatians 2 and verse 16. Knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law of Moses, but by the face of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Even we have believed in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, that we might be justified by the faith of Hamashiach, and not by the works of the law, of Moses. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. So this is saying that, you know, you can't get justified by your works, and you're not justified by the circumcision. If you're depending on the circumcision to get you into the kingdom of heaven, then it profits you nothing, as the word says. Verse 3. For if I testify again to every man that is circumcised, that he be a debtor to do the whole law. Now, this says to be a debtor to do the whole law because the law was too much for our people to handle. Go to James 2 and 8. Go to James 2 and 8. If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scriptures. Did I want? Oh, Salak, not James 2 and 8. Go James 2 and 10. I'm sorry. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just read 2 and 8. If you fulfill the royal law, the law of liberty, according to the scriptures, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, you do well. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin, and are convinced of the law as transgressors. Verse 10. This is the meat right here. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend at one point, he is guilty of all. So this is saying, law of Moses, his laws, they were 613 laws. So this is saying that if you keep all 600 and so let's say if you keep 612 and you miss one of the laws, you're guilty of missing all of them, bro. You have to keep the entire law. And Yahweh Shai came and he died for us, and he came and held the whole law for us because it was too much for us to bear. So Yahweh Shai came down. He was a perfect person. He kept all the law. He didn't sin that one time. He kept all the laws just for us. And when he died, he put us under the law of liberty. I'm going to go deeper into that in verse 4. Galatians chapter 5. Hamashiach is become of no effect unto you, whosoever of you are justified by the law, ye are fallen from grace. So, when Yahweh Shai died, when he gave up the ghost, that's when we were under the grace period. The law of Moses, the law of liberty, this is where we're under grace right now. So, they're saying that if you think you're falling from grace because the people thinking they're justified by the law, this is what these Pharisees do. They try to hold the law because they think the law is going to determine them getting into the kingdom, which is not true. So they're saying that Yahweh Shai's death is not good enough for them. That's pretty much what they're saying, bro. I'm going to write a note I had down. I had a thought when I was doing my precepts for this. I'm going to read it out word for word because it was pretty profound when I was thinking about this, bro. I wrote down, when Yahweh Shai died, this is what these Pharisees are pretty much doing. When Yahweh Shai died, that was when we were put under grace, like I just said. This is what these Pharisees are doing, bro. If you are trying to be justified by the law, meaning attempting to do the law of Moses, and I highlighted attempting because there's no way you can keep all 613. We couldn't do it in the ancient world, so how the hell are you going to do it and we in captivity in America, bro? Make it make sense, bro. So I'm gonna read it again. If you are trying to be justified by the law, attempting the law to keep the law of Moses, then you are saying that Yahweh's sacrifice is not good enough for me. That's what these Pharisees live by every day. That's what I just wrote down right there. They're saying that Yahweh's death is not good enough for them. Go to Hebrews chapter 9 and verse 13. They're pretty much saying that Yahweh's death is not good enough, bro. Because what they do, one of the laws that they would have to do, bro, they would have to kill an animal and use that blood, because, you know, there's no remission of sins without the shedding of blood. So they had to kill an animal and use the blood to cover their sins that they had. So they used to do like, well, I'm going to just read verse 13. It explains it right here. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 13. For if the blood of bulls and of goats and the ashes of a heifer sprinkling the unclean sanctifieth to the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of Hamashiach, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to purge the without spot to the powers, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living powers, bro. It's saying that how could the blood of animals that they try to do, that they don't even do that because you have to have your own flock. It says you have to kill an animal from your own flock. There's nobody in America that keeps the law of Moses in here. There's no black people in America who have a flock. No one has a flock, bro. You don't have a flock to kill. You can't do that, bro. So that's already a law that you automatically cannot keep. They over there going to Walmart and Pete's and shit and Jewel and getting the damn animal from there and cooking it up. Talking about that's their Day of Atonement or some shit like that. No, bro, that's not how this works, bro. It says without shedding of blood, bro. And it says you gotta have animals you gotta have a perfect animal without spot or wrinkle. That you have to get a perfect animal, bro. That animal that you got from the store, bro, you don't know that animal could have had 1 leg, 3 legs. Like, you don't know, bro. So that's without spot or wrinkle, bro. So that's kind of what that's saying, bro. I know I'm saying bro a lot, but I just don't get how these Pharisees really think that keeping the law of Moses was going to justify their faith or justify them getting into the kingdom. Back to Galatians chapter 5. We're going to start at verse 5. Actually, let's go back to verse 4. Hamashiach is become of no effect unto you. Whosoever of you are justified by the law, ye are fallen from grace. Like I said, you're fallen from grace, bro. Verse 5. For we, through the Spirit, wait for the hope of righteousness by faith. For in Yahushua HaMashiach neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but faith which worketh by love. That's what he taught. Love for each other, brotherly love, bro. Like I just said, in James 2 and 8, you know, if you feed the royal law, love your neighbor as thyself, you do well. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Verse 7. Ye did run well, who did hinder you, that you should not obey the truth. Verse 8. This persuasion cometh not of him that called you. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So when I read that, I was like, bro, what does that even mean? So I really did some research on it. Not some research, but I used the Blue Letter Bible. If you don't have that app, please get it, bro. It is very helpful, bro. Blue Letter Bible. It pretty much said that precept was pretty much saying this. Translating it to like modern day terms, it's saying false teachings is like a little yeast spreading through the whole batch of dough. So, you know, if you have yeast in your dough, the whole thing's fucked. So that is saying like a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So if you have one little mistake, the whole thing's messed up, bro. That's referring back to the law of Moses, bro. If you messed up, if there's 613 laws in the law of Moses, you can keep all 612 and you fuck up one of and you don't do one of them, you messed up all of it, bro. That's pretty much what this is comparing it to. Verse 10. I have confidence in you through Yahweh, that you will be none otherwise minded, but he that troubled you shall bear his judgment, whosoever he be. And I, brethren, if I yet preach circumcision, why do I suffer why do I yet suffer persecution? Then is the offense of the cross ceased? This is Paul saying that, you know, if I taught you the law of Moses, y'all wouldn't be persecuting me right now. Y'all ain't persecuting me because I'm teaching y'all the truth. I'm teaching y'all something that y'all don't even know. Y'all know about. Y'all just don't want to listen. Y'all don't want to take heed to it, bro, because y'all think that the law of Moses is over the law of Yahushua. Y'all think that a carnal man is above the son of the powers. That's not how this works. And that Paul's trying to tell these people this. He's talking to the Galatians right now. He's saying that if I was teaching y'all the law of Moses, y'all wouldn't even have an issue with me, bro. But y'all only persecuted me because I'm teaching y'all something that y'all steady do not want to take heed to. And Yahushua literally came here and died for this, and y'all still think that y'all got to hold up for what he died for. He literally came here, kept all the laws for us so that we wouldn't have to do it anymore. And yeah, y'all still thinking that you got to do that, bro. Verse 12. I would they were even cut off which troubled you. For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion up to the flesh, but by love serve one another. This is saying use liberty, bro. It's saying don't abuse this power. Don't abuse this liberty. You are free to do a lot of things, but do not abuse it. Don't do things and then make a mistake and be like, oh, I'm in the law of liberty, so I'm cool. I'm under grace. No, bro. That's what this precept was talking about. He said don't use it for occasion to the flesh. That's what it's talking about, bro. You can't like I said, you can't do things and then be like, I'm under law of liberty, so it doesn't matter. I mean, there's something that you can do, like smoking. That's not bad. You're under liberty right now. Of course, we're not going to be doing that eventually later on, but you're under liberty right now. But I mean, in terms of like doing bad shit, like robbing somebody, oh, I'm under the law of liberty, bro. I'm under grace, bro. I'm cool. Like, no, that shit doesn't make sense. So, like I said, you just gotta be mindful, bro. If something seems bad to you, if it doesn't resonate right with your spirit, bro, like if you're about to do something, but your body, your spirit is something like, hey, I don't know if we should do that, then you probably shouldn't do it, bro. That's pretty much what this is telling you, bro. Verse 14. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, like James 2 and like I think it was James 2 and 9. That's what it was talking about, or that's 2 and 8 actually. Verse 15, but if ye bite and devour one another, take heed ye not be consumed one another. Then I say walk in the spirit, and ye shall not walk. I'm gonna read verse 16 again. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. So, I'm gonna read verse 17 before I talk. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. So this is saying, I'm gonna show you this, bro. The spirit that is talking about here is the law of liberty. The flesh is the law of Moses. You can't, the law, they're contrary to each other, bro. It's completely different. The law of Moses is telling you got to keep all 613 laws. It's telling you can't eat no type of seafood that ain't a fish and got gills. It's telling you that you can't eat pork. It tells you that women can't wear pants. They tell you that men can't go bald or cut the corners of their beards. It's a lot of laws in the law of Moses, bro. And the law of liberty is telling you to do what? Love the Most High with all your heart, mind, strength, and soul, and love your neighbor as thyself. On these hang on all the rest of the commandments, bro. That's pretty much, I don't know, paraphrase it, but you know what I'm talking about. It's contrary to each other, bro. It's freedom, it's liberty, bro, as it's called. It's called the law of liberty for a reason. It gives you freedom. It freed us from the yoke of bondage, according to verse 1. That's what it's talking about, bro. Freedom. Because the law of Moses, like it described in verse 1, it's the yoke of bondage, bro. We couldn't keep it in the ancient world, bro. Our people were constantly going off. That's why the Most High had to constantly send us a judge, because he would take us to captivity for breaking one of the laws, bro. When we go to captivity, Most High would send a judge to redeem us, and then we'll start over. We'll fuck up the laws again, send another judge, redeem us. It was an ending over cycle, bro. And Yahushua was the last judge that he sent out. And then after he sent him out, he's like, all right, we need something new, because these people clearly ain't fucking getting it. Most High said, I'm too holy for y'all. I'm not talking to y'all no more, bro. So yeah, I'm gonna send my son for y'all. Send Yahushua. Yahushua kept every law perfectly to a T. He died. Once he died, we were put under grace. The law of liberty was fully in effect at that point. So everybody that was born after Yahushua's death was put under the law of liberty, bro. That's exactly what it's talking about. Verse 19. I'm gonna read verse 17 again. For the flesh lusteth against the... I'm gonna substitute flesh for law of Moses, and then spirit for law of liberty. For the law of Moses lusteth against the law of liberty, and the law of liberty against the law of Moses. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Read that again. If ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law, bro. Freedom. Verse 19, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these. So everything from I'm about to read you are everything that works of the flesh. Adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness. Lasciviousness is pretty much having no regard for anything, bro. Just unconscious movements, unconscious thinking, bro. Just not giving a fuck. You gotta have conscious thinking when you do a lot of things, bro. Verse 20, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance. Variance means to cause confusion, bro. Just cause division, bro. That's called variance in the word. Emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, and heresies. That's false doctrine, causing division. Once again, envyings, murderings, drunkenness, revelings. Revelings is partying a lot, bro. You know, I know a lot of people my age, you know, everybody at Reveal. You know, they like to party, they like to go out, they like to drink, smoke. Every day, though. That's reveling, bro. That's what it's talking about. And such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the powers. So if you fall in line of doing anything from verse 19 to 21, you will not enter the kingdom, bro. That's what it's telling you, bro. I don't care who you are. It don't matter how holy you think you is, because you're not it if you fall anywhere in there. Verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit, and everything from here I'm at to read you, is how we supposed to be living. The traits you need to have, the traits you need to acquire if you don't have them already, to work in the law of liberty and the law of freedom. This is what you got to have. Verse 22 to 23. That's all you need, bro. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. That translates to just freedom, bro. If you do these things, bro, you naturally do these things, bro. It's naturally brotherly love. It's naturally worshiping the Most High, bro. It's just, I'm telling you, once you start doing these things, bro, you're gonna feel so much freedom. Like, so it's so natural, bro, to do these things. And yet our people are just so conformed to this damn world, they fall between verses 19 and 21. What's that precept? Let me find it first before I even say anything. I think it's Romans. Hold on. I gotta start remembering these joints. Where is that precept, bro? Damn, bro. Alright, hold on. I definitely should know this precept on top of my head, but found it. Romans 12 and 2. Romans 12 and 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable, perfect will of the powers, bro. And what's the will of the powers? Luke 9 and 35. This is my beloved son, hear him. So now we got to listen to the son. What did the son say? He said, well, they asked him, what's the greatest commandments of all? He said, love the Most High with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the second is like unto it, love your neighbor as thyself. On these two hang all the commandments. That's pretty much what it's saying, bro. You feel me? I'm going to read verse 22 again. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Verse 24. And they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. Crucified the flesh, meaning, bro, this stuff is gone. You're done with that, bro. Once you start doing these things, your body is your spirit and your body gonna naturally walk to it, bro. It's gonna be your daily way of life, daily way of life. Verse 25. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Like I said, once you start living it, you're gonna start walking it, bro. Verse 26. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another and envying one another. Vainglory is just doing shit for attention, bro. Like posting on Instagram. That's like me posting a picture at the beach on my shirt off and just posting that picture, bro. Like, that's me looking for vainglory, looking for likes. I mean, yeah, you probably just want to show that you was at the beach. But really deep down in your mind, bro, you want to see how many people see it, how many people notice it, how many comments you get, how many likes, how many people share it. That's all you're looking for. That's vainglory, bro. I'm going to go to James 2 and 8. I still got some time because I got to go to a meeting. Got to go to my solemn assembly meeting for all my boys. If you know, you know. Solemn assembly. We're going to have some brotherly love. Get some precepts down. But, James 2 and 8. I'm going to read it again. James 2 and 8, I'm going to go 8 through 10. If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scriptures, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, ye do well. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin and are consumed of the law as transgressors. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offended in one point, he is guilty of all, like we explained. Verse 12 and 13 is really what I want to talk about. So speak ye, and so do, as they shall be judged by the law of liberty. Yes, that's in the word. Verse 12. For he shall have judgment without mercy. That's called grace. That have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. We go and live righteously, bro. That's what we do. So, what I'm telling you is that the law of Moses, that's a cardinal law. The law of Moses is a royal law. The law of liberty is a royal law. You know, in order for a law, that verse 8, for a law to be royal, it has to be established by a king. Moses was never a king, so that's how you know this precept is not talking about the law of Moses. So, who was our king? Yahushua. What did they write on the top of his cross, bro? King of the Jews. King of Kings, Lord of Lords was tattooed on his thigh, according to Revelations, bro. He's a king. He's our king, bro. So, of course, verse 8 is talking about his laws. This is the royal law. And verse 12, what does it call it? The law of liberty. That's why we call it the law of liberty, bro. Go to Hebrews 7. I still got a lot of time. Hebrews 7, starting at verse 11, bro. This precept right here kills Pharisees right here. It's going to be 11 through 17, just so y'all know. Hebrews chapter 7, verse 11 through 17. Here go verse 11. If therefore perfection were by the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law, what further need was there that another priest should arise after the order of Melchizedek and not be called after the order of Aaron? For the priesthood being changed, that is made a necessity also of the law. I'm going to read that again. For the priesthood being changed, there is made the necessity of a change also of the law. So this is saying that if perfection was made by the Levitical priesthood, meaning that if the law of Moses, because that's the Levitical priesthood, if the law of Moses was perfect, there should have been no reason for another priest to arise. Who was our other priest? Yahushua. He was another, he's our priest, our king, bro. He's all of that. So they're saying, and not be called after the order of Aaron, meaning that Yahushua came from the tribe of Judah. That's not the tribe of Levi. Levitical priesthood and Judah are that's two different people, bro. Levi and Judah were completely different nations, bro. The tribe of Levi are your so-called Haitians today, and your Judah are your so-called blacks. So this saying that verse 12 is saying that the priesthood being changed, meaning that since another priest arose, that means the law will also have to change. So now the law of Moses cannot be no more, because a priest, Moses is not the priest no more. Yahushua became the priest. And Yahushua not going to teach the law of Moses, because if a new priest comes, that means a new law comes. And that new law is the law of liberty. Do you get it? See, connect the dots. Verse 13. For he of whom these things are spoken, Yahushua, pertaineth to another tribe, the tribe of Judah, like I said, of whom which no man gave attendance at the altar. For it is evident that our Lord, Yahushua, sprang out of Judah, like I just told you, of which Moses spake nothing concerning the priesthood, because the priesthood was given only unto the Levites. And it is verse 15, and it is far more evident for that the similitude of Melchizedek there arises under the priest, Yahushua, who is made not after the law of a carnal commandment, but after the power of an endless life. Did not say that the Moses law was carnal because it was made by a man. Moses was just a man. But in verse 8 of James 2 and 8 says, in royal law, he was a king. Yahushua, not only the priest, he was a king of the Jews. That's why his law is royal compared to Moses' law being carnal. Verse 17, for he testifieth, thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. We have not had a priest or a king after Yahushua's reign, bro. That's why he has the verse 16 says the power of endless life. His reign is forever. That's the promise that the Most High told David that his son in second. Let's go to it. Fuck it. I'm gonna just go to it, bro. I'm gonna just prove things through the word, bro. Go to 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12. 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, meaning David, when you die, I will set up thy seed after thee, your son, which shall precede thee out of thy bowels, meaning he's going to have a child. And I will establish his kingdom, and he shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. This is why he has an endless life, because his throne was established forever. If you ain't read my other video, if you ain't watched that yet, I explained how Yahweh and Solomon is the same person, bro. David's son was Solomon. Solomon did exactly what verse 14 was saying, that if he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with the stripes of children of men. Solomon went off because he had 700 wives and 300 concubines. I'm going fast at this because I got to go in a second. But he had 700 wives, 300 concubines. I mean, he had 1,000 women in his possession, bro. And they were all from different nations, And the Most High told him, don't have women from other nations. And he had 1,000 other motherfuckers. And he said, if you have women of other nations, if you take them into your house, bro, they're gonna fuck with your mind and your heart, and you're gonna turn your heart away from me. That's exactly what Solomon did. He worshiped idol gods. So then Solomon was supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen to him if he did that? If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men. So when Solomon did that, he committed iniquity. The kingdom of Israel broke up. That's why you got a northern and a southern kingdom, bro. So Solomon died, but he didn't die of the rod of men. He died of natural causes. So, as we already know, you didn't watch my other video, Regeneration, Solomon came back as Yahushua. Why? Because he knew that he would have to die and pay for what he did. And what did he do? He broke up the kingdom. How? Because he had 1,000 wives, and those wives were not of the nation of Israel, so they turned his heart away from the Most High. Understand that. Woo! So, back to Hebrews. I know I'm feeding y'all a lot, but I gotta go, so I'm trying to speed it up. Back to Hebrews 7. Like I said, he's a priest forever. I think I explained it earlier. I'm gonna go to Numbers chapter 16. I'm gonna show you where the Most High made the tribe of Levi the priests. Hebrews 16, 9 and 10. Hebrews 16, 9 and 10, I'm reading. Seemeth it but a small thing unto you, that the power of Israel have separated you from the congregation. He's talking to the Levites right now. Separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near him to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle to the Lord, and stand before the congregation to minister unto them. And he hath brought thee near to him, and all thy brethren, and he hath brought thee near to him. Wait, Salah. Oh, no, we good. And he hath brought thee near to him, and all thy brethren, the sons of the Levi, with thee, and seek ye the priesthood also. So he's saying that he separated them in verse 9 because he said he wanted them to be the priests. You know, you can't be doing the works of the Most High and be around his brothers all the time. The Most High said, I want you to dedicate all your time to me. So that's why he separated them, bro. I think that's pretty much it, bro. I guess you can go to Hebrews 18 and 21. Also explains that too. And behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tenth of Israel for an inheritance, for their service which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. They kept the tabernacle, bro. That's why they were the priests. When you want to do a remission for your sin, when you want to kill someone, you had to give it to the Levites, bro. They were the priests. They were the lead tribe at first. They was the lead tribes because they were the priests. Hebrews 8. This is my last precept before I go. I know I don't get y'all a lot. I'm trying to make this video quick. How much time we at? 28? Yeah, it's gonna be a decent video. Hebrews 8 and 7. For that if the first covenant had been faultless, then shall no place have been sought for the second. The Pharisees have no answer for this, bro. If the first covenant, which is the law of Moses, was perfect, there was no need for the second. There was no need for the law of liberty to come, bro. Like it said in verse 11, bro. Same thing of chapter 7 of Hebrews. If therefore perfection were by the Levitical priesthood, what further need was there that another priest should rise up after the order of Melchizedek and not be called after the order of Aaron, bro? Exactly what that's saying, bro. Now go to Hebrews 8 and 13, last precept. In that he said, the new covenant he had made the first old. What's the first? The law of Moses. Now that which decayed and waxed old is ready to vanish away. When he died, it was vanished away, bro. Paul said it's ready to vanish away because it already vanished, because he still lived. He had to live out the old law, bro. Like I said, everybody, once he died, that means everybody who was born after that death was under the law of liberty. But if you were born before his death, meaning that if you were alive while he was dying, you still had to keep the law of Moses, but until you died, bro. That's what they had to do. I wrote it on my side notes, just a reminder. He still had to live out the old law. This is why he said it's ready to be vanished instead of already being vanished. He said it's ready to vanish because he hasn't died yet. meaning Paul hasn't died yet. Once he dies, then he know he good. So that pretty much wrapped this whole video up, bro. Like I said, I gotta go do my solemn assembly. Came up to get some more edification to my brothers. I want to say thank you all for watching this video. This video is huge for you to understand and have this part of your foundation, bro. I've been laying my foundation videos out recently. I had my Are You an Israelite videos. I ain't do a part 3 to that, but if you ain't get out the first 2, then your spirit don't resonate with it, bro. So I had to, you an Israelite. I'm gonna make a video explain the name of Yahweh and Yahushua soon. That's probably gonna be my very next video. I explained regeneration. This is the law of liberty right here. And I'm not sure what even other videos I even had, bro. I did John 9. But yeah, bro, this is gonna be a huge video. I need y'all to watch this, understand, go through these precepts. Like I said, y'all got any questions, drop them in the comments. Love, bro. Shalom.